Hey, everybody, welcome to a new episode of Walk in Faith. I'm excited to be sitting down with Jacqueline Fritschi-Cornaz, who is the co-producer and leading actress of the film Mother Teresa and Me, which I just watched again yesterday. And like I said, Jacqueline, honestly, it's a pleasure to meet you, to sit down with you. What an amazing film. I've seen a lot of films and documentaries on St. Mother Teresa, but the way you portrayed it, especially having sort of those two storylines, was brilliant, and the acting and the message was so powerful. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for this wonderful feedback. Of course, it's very encouraging. Thank
Oh,
you.
I mean, you must have heard it a lot because it really is a great film. And it's funny because I hear people all the time, whether they're believers or not, you always hear them quote Mother Teresa, right? So you see that it continues, her life, her legacy continues to impact people. So, in case people aren't familiar with her story, if you could tell us a little bit about Mother Teresa and what led you, I know it was a long journey, but what led you to even think about or process or reflect on doing a film about Mother Teresa?
Well, Mother Teresa is very well known, and our interest was really to make a film about her as a human being, the woman behind the saint, to really touch people and inspire people to live with more compassion in a world full of wars and conflicts. I was in India 14 years ago, and for the first time in my life, I met street children in Mumbai. And I was just totally touched and desperate to see this misery and this lack of perspectives. I visited some Bollywood studios, and when I entered the next studio, there was a huge painting on Mother Teresa in the entry. And spontaneously, I asked this producer, have you ever thought of making a film on Mother Teresa? Because I realized in that very moment that she had the courage to get up every morning and to face this misery and do something.
Mm.
And I think that this is very important and still so actual today, that we can live with more love in action, as she called it. And we can really try to do something in our surroundings. And that's the message of the film. And we really hope to inspire people around the world. The film was in 20 countries in the
Wow.
theaters right now. And it's just, coming to all online platforms all over, also in the United States. And we are very happy and, of course, very grateful for that.
Oh no, you said a lot of things too that made me think. Even like watching the film, the way the film is portrayed, the poverty of in India, which I've seen, I've heard about it, but I've never witnessed it. I'm always watching it from the comfort of my own home. And you really touched on that a lot because that's the emphasis of her ministry, right? Can you tell me, I know 14 years ago when you were there, try to explain it to myself, but also the viewers, like the level of poverty and what she endured from the social, the political, the religious, sort of the adversity that she had to overcome during her time in Calcutta.
Well, I was in Calcutta several times. I also worked with the Missionaries of Charity during my research and my preparation for the character. And I just felt that, also today, all the missionaries of charity around the world, there are about 5,000 by now, they really live with this vision and this vocation that they work for the poorest of the poor, and that they try to enlighten hope and joy for people who just live with nothing and who have to really suffer a lot. And we were shooting during the pandemics, and of course the poverty was even worse at that time. A lot of children had to go back to work in the streets because the family just didn't have anything. Mother Teresa, even if she then kind of had a lot of dark nights, a lot of dark times. She almost lost her faith, and she she really suffered a lot because she was all alone. She couldn't talk to the sisters because she had to be a role model.
Mm.
She only had the confessors. So it was a wonderful journey for me to go that path, to go that to follow her path, and to follow also her will and her um, dedication, and this deep desire of creating perspectives for others. And that was a wonderful, wonderful journey. And I learned a lot from Mother Teresa. And I
And
think it's worth to do it. And,
oh yeah.
from our film, the whole revenues now go into organizations over our Zaria Foundation, which we created just for his film, because we wanted to really change something. And the whole revenues and all donations worldwide now go into charity and really support poorest children in education and healthcare.
I commend you because, I've done films and documentaries, and for people out there that, especially faith-based, if you do something, if I want to do a horror movie, I could probably get it done in a month. But when you start working on something that glorifies God, and like you said, the film, it talks about the humanity. I've watched a million films, and the first thing that spoke to me, which I just did a passage today, and it was on doubt. I didn't even know that she had that doubt and that fear. And I see that as believers, especially as a Catholic, we hold it very close and we don't share our fear and our doubt because we're afraid we're going to be judged. When in actuality, we're all struggling in fear and doubt constantly. It's that voice, the enemy that comes. And when you do a film like this, I can imagine the adversity, the fear, and the doubt that came along with when you're doing something like this. So when you said that, I actually, before I post this, I said, I got to find out, is this true? Did she really have that fear and doubt? Because I've never heard that before. But for you to talk about that, it made me realize that it's okay. It's okay to have the fear and the doubt as long as I continue to follow what God has placed in my heart.
Yeah, and I think, with the parallel story of the young Kavita, we hope to also inspire young people and generations to believe in their dreams, to really follow their visions, and to continue even in times of troubles and doubts, because it's worth it. And it's so fulfilling. After even hard times, it took us 10 years to raise the money for the budget of the film. But now it's just wonderful. The film just was released in Spain. It's just fantastic to see that it's really spreading around the globe, and independent of any religion and culture, the film can motivate and strengthen people to believe in their own visions.
Yeah, even in the film, forgot the exact scene. She had all the different statues, and she said, in the end, it's all about love. And that's the emphasis of the film. It doesn't matter. And she showed love and compassion to people. You pray to your God, I'll pray to, Jesus Christ. Like those scenes are, like you said, it's what unites us all, right?
Yes.
It's all, we're all searching for love, right? Regardless on if I pray to Jesus or if I'm Hindu or Muslim, it's all love. It's what brings us together. But now, when you were doing the film, right, and of course, 10 years and it's done, and we're so excited. But and there must have been a time throughout this process where your own fears and doubts sort of creeped up on you. And then there was usually, like with the Cabrini film, especially, I know they felt the presence of Cabrini on set throughout that film. Did you feel the presence of Mother Teresa? Did you lean on Mother Teresa during this? How did you find the strength to continue to, work on a film for 10 years?
Well, first of all, I have to thank the whole team. It's incredible what Kamal Musale wrote in the script, what he kind of created in the cast, with the crew. We had three locations in Calcutta, in Mumbai, and in London during the pandemic. It was enormous what he was, organizing to make it happen. And we are a foundation, a wonderful team. So that also helped me a lot. And then, of course, the whole research. I went to Skopje to meet her family. I learned the Albanian accent. I went into her body language, into her energy through the method acting method. I also had the opportunity to live in a monastery for a certain
Wow.
time to really feel, you know, what is a nun living for. And I also, as I said, went to Calcutta to work with the missionaries in the Shishu Bhavan. And all these experiences, all these steps through the whole period helped me a lot in moments where I just thought I don't have the strength anymore. I never hesitated, you know, to make it happen and to bring it to an end and to make this vision come true. But there were moments where I thought I just don't have the strength anymore. And somehow I received new strength. And it was also Mother Teresa, of course, who I felt in these moments very much, because she was in the exactly in the same moments and in the same emotions. And she then very often went into an extremely hard and harsh energy against herself. She thought, I'm not good enough.
Mhm.
I'm not believing enough. I have to work even more to be closer to Jesus. So she got into this incredible vicious circle. And, you know, the whole work and the whole process helped me a lot to go in all these dark moments of Mother Teresa.
No, that, like you said, that is so powerful because I mean, I struggle with that. I was just literally talking about that on something else, and it's something that we all struggle with. Like when I started working on this film and I had a vision of filming in Staten Island because I could see it. I can go there. I could drive home. And then now we're negotiating, talking about filming in Thailand. And I said, "Oh man, how do I process that?" And I see that the fear, and I'm like, "I'm not good enough. I can't. I've never done a project like this." So that voice constantly comes, and I started relying and praying to Father Capitano, give me the strength. I want an ounce of strength. He died on the battlefield, and I'm like, I just, Father Capitano, give me just a little bit of the courage that you showed on that battlefield. Just give me enough to get through the day, because that voice for me, and for a lot of filmmakers that I know that do these films that glorify God or glorify a message that's positive, that voice is constant. That we're not
Yeah.
good enough. We're not good enough. No one's going to watch it. You're not. It's constant. And like you said, you experienced that, and you shared that, and you relied and you lean on Mother Teresa. What was the emotional preparation in that last scene where when we find out, I don't want to give away the end, but that last scene is powerful when you're holding the baby. What did you lean on to get to that stage emotionally?
Um, Well, it was, you know, it was a kind of a mixture to really express that finally it's a universal love which helps us to go on and to make our life a good life, and to be there in our world as a light for others. I think that
Mm.
this is really the essence of Mother Teresa's energy, and we can give it to a little baby, and it's a part of the world. And we can give it to the neighbor, we can give it to one in our family. You know, if we live with more respect and tolerance, with more awareness, I think that we can involve all these good vibes and energies.
Oh, I agree. And I say that to my son, the more we travel, the more we leave our little area and our bubble and we see how other people live, the more that we can understand them, right? And the conversation and the love and the affection. Because it's easier to say, you're my brother and sister when we all look alike and I'm within my own little bubble. But I always think about even that scene where she first, Kavita first see, she's at the charity, and she first sees that woman, right? And she holds
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
hand. And right away, I got so uncomfortable, and I said, "Craig, could you do that? Could you do that? Because that's not something I'm used to. And she struggles with it. And then
Yeah.
there's that love. And we always talk about it. And Mother Teresa in the film, you're wonderful at it. You know, God spoke to me, right? And when we hear that as a believer right away, Moses and the burning bush, and I'm looking for the burning bush, but I don't see it. But it's
Mhm.
not that, it's the wind. It's that small, when she touches her hand in that scene and that wind, that's God. That's Jesus Christ. That's the Holy Spirit that we're looking for. It's not the bush, it's those little moments. And you display that in your acting and in the film so brilliantly.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Amazing. So now there's a lot we could take away from this film, right? And I mentioned Mother Cabrini, and we need more films like Mother Teresa, where we're seeing women, portrayed in a different way. So beyond faith, because there's a lot of spirituality in the movie, but beyond that, what could women learn from a film like Mother Teresa, or just Mother Teresa in general? How could we sort of help them and motivate them to get past these obstacles that a lot of times were created by men? How do we overcome this adversity with a film like this?
I think that young women who really watch that movie, they can see the energy of Mother Teresa, and they can see how she, stays with her vocation, her vision, and that some persistence and some focus also. We have so many distracting things in our world with social media, with everything, but if you learn to also focus on your ideas, and if you try to also look for some retreat in between, you can then really focus on your vision, and then you feel the inner strength, and you can feel how important it is for you. And I hope, of course, that young women get a lot of strength out of this movie.
I think
Also
they will.
through Kavita.
Oh,
Or,
Kavita, yeah. Kavita is what a phenomenal actress. I spent time looking her up. Is it true though? Because IMDb isn't always accurate. Is this your first movie that you acted in?
well, it's my first long movie, actually, and of course, the
Wow.
first character like Mother Teresa, which was a huge
Amazing. I saw I was looking, I'm like, where are all your credits? But
challenge.
what an amazing job you did. And Kavita,
Yeah.
she's phenomenal. She has wonderful credits. So now you mentioned earlier, where can people watch this film, or what platforms is it currently on, or how can they find out more information about your not-for-profit and where the money's going, and through all the donations?
Well, on one hand, people can go on our website, the film website, Mother Teresa Me .film, with how do you say, slashes in between, or
Yeah.
hyphens in between. Mother hyphen Teresa hyphen and hyphen me .film. There they can see all the different angles and where the film is available. And then on all the bigger platforms in the US, like Apple TV, Google, Roku, I
Oh
think.
yeah, Roku, yeah. And I'll
Roku.
share some of them too as well, so people
Yes,
could watch it, because it was fantastic. What a great
thank
job.
you.
Let me ask you one question, one last thing. What do you think Mother Teresa would say after
Uh,
watching this film?
Well, I hope that she would appreciate that we really want to bring love in action into this world by showing her as the human being behind the saint, with the vulnerability, with her emotions, with her love, with her, big desire to bring something good into this world, and to bring it, yeah, to make a change. Um, that would be wonderful. I don't know.
Well, I think you accomplished that. I really do. I really do. Well, Jacqueline, it's been a pleasure to speak with you, and I advise people to log on to your website like I did, and do a little digging around, because I really enjoyed looking up Kavita and your resume on IMDb, which is so small, which I'm shocked by when you actually see you on camera. I'm like, this is someone that should have, and you probably do, but a line of credits, because your emotional connection and preparation to that character, especially when you walk out in that one scene where there's a crowd of people, I was like, wow, that really was
Yeah.
powerful. I said, yeah, really a great job. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Craig. It was a
Oh,
great pleasure. Wishing you
my
all
pleasure.
the very best.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Walk in Faith. Always remember, you have the ability to inspire and evangelize through your words and actions. And as Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you.